Welcome and thank you for joining us here tonight at Pocono Raceway for the Hardee's 162. I'm Stephen Parks and I'll be bringing you all the action here live tonight on PBR Broadcasting. Let's take a look at tonight's 2.5-mile track. Turn 1 is a 14-degree banking turn modeled after the now closed Trenton Speedway in Trenton, New Jersey. The danger of Turn 1 comes when we see multiple cars fighting for that hot on the front stretch. Turn 2, also nicknamed the tunnel turn, is modeled after Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and you'll see many drivers trying to clip the apex on the corner. The 9-degree banking can make for an interesting battle on the exit, as many cars will clip the outside wall. You also see a lot of cars brake early and try to get the run on the exit. Turn 3 is a 6-degree banking corner that is similar to the Milwaukee Mile. The sight of the open front stretch can push drivers to get on the throttle a little earlier than they should, causing their car to get loose on corner exit. Tonight's race will be 162 miles, equating for 65 laps. We should see roughly 2 to 3 pit stops, with the fuel run being roughly 30 laps. Bob Skinner would claim the first back-to-back BZ Designs Hard Charger Award, as Bob was able to move from 20th all the way to 6th last week at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and only collected 2 incidents in the whole race. And Bob should be back on the track again tonight. He is out there trying to get a handle here. As we get ready for tonight's race, we'll take a look at the points and how they stack up. We do not have any graphic this week. Looks like our volume levels might be a little loud. But there were no newcomers to the top 5 from last week. Seth Hatchell would extend his points lead, claiming another win on the season total, which now sits at 3. Hatchell currently sits at 710 points for the season. Go to second, it's Adam Baker, who would initially have a great finish, but would fade as the race would move on, finishing 9th. Baker is now 50 points behind Hatchell. David Howard Jr. would have the toughest day within the top 5 in points, finishing 17th, 31 laps down. David would be able to hold on to his 3rd place finish, though, as he is now 97 points back. Chris Samard would have a bounce back day, finishing 2nd and moving closer to the 3rd position in points this year. Chris is currently 118 points back. Bob Skinner showed he deserved to be in the top 5 after peaking in last week. Bob was able to claim the first back-to-back BZ Designs Hard Charger Award and is currently 133 points back in the standings. Take a look at the team standings right now. The biggest shakeup was on the PBR Broadcasting number crunchers last week, as GAC was missing a whole race from their team point standings, which shook things up quite a bit. MB Motorsports will remain in the lead with 1,538 points after Seth Hatchell and Shane Pippola would combine for 85 points. GAC Racing will stay second, but the race is on, as GAC is only 65 points back from MB Motorsports. Chris Samard and Jim Locking would combine for 80 points at Indy. SoMO Racing looks to hold on to the 3rd spot, as they are 462 points off the lead. Aaron Riley and Paul Zota would combine for 63 points, as Aaron Riley would be the bright spot with a 4th place finish last week. MaxRev Motorsports inches closer to SoMO Racing with 530 points off the lead and 68 points back from SoMO Racing. Justin Kern and Steven Burnett would combine for 70 points for MaxRev last week. Fury Motorsports would remain on the top 5, as after lone driver Joe Owen would have a rough week. Fury Motorsports currently sits 741 points back and is 9 points ahead of Diamond State Racing. Some of the stories to look forward to tonight. Bob Skinner's on pit road. We'll look around the track. Seth Hatchell, the man right here, makes it 2 in a row with wins at Indianapolis and New Hampshire. Is it the point in the season when we see Seth maybe try to seal the regular season championship as we get ready to head into the chase? Aaron Riley's success continues. We saw Aaron once again battle late into the race and pull off another top 5 finish. Is SoMO Racing's troubles finally turning the corner? 6 races remain in the regular season with Pocono, Watkins Glen, Michigan, Bristol, Darlington, and Richmond remaining, so the chase is getting hot. Currently, there are 7 drivers locked into the chase. They are Keith Mayato, Seth Hatchell, Adam Baker, Chris Samard, Shane Papala, Joe Mitchell, and Stephen Burnett. Currently, the next 9 drivers that would fill the chase bracket based on points are David Howard Jr., Bob Skinner, Aaron Riley, David Gainforth, Paul Zoda, Joe Owen, Lupe Gonzalez, who is last year's champion, Len McNeese, and Kurt Davidson. And for the first time on PBR Broadcasting, you can watch a driver from inside the cockpit. SoMO owner Paul Zoda has volunteered to test out the first in-car cam with the SoMO Garage Cam, as they are all on pit road right now having their drivers meeting. If you would like to watch Paul's car at any point in tonight's race, you can go down, I believe it's the bottom right-hand corner of the broadcast, and you can switch to his car. We do have about 5 minutes left in practice for these guys. Watching Joe Mitchell right now, who has had some great finishes in the last couple weeks. Kind of fought there at Indy, was unable to pull off. We'll see where he finished real quick. I'm not sure if he did finish in the top 10. See really quick if we can check last week's results. Yeah, last week Joe Mitchell would finish just outside the top 10 in 12th, but he did start on the outside pole, and Stephen Burnett is back after having another rough week out. He's going to look to finally turn the corner and maybe get that run that Max Rev has been looking for all season long. we do have 2 minutes left, and we're waiting to see. We're gonna, once we get the video going, we're gonna flip to Paul Zoda's in-car cam so we can show you guys what this kind of looks like. For those guys who have not flipped to see, we are gonna try to do this with as many drivers as we can. All those drivers that have streaming capabilities at home will be able to broadcast their in-car cam with us here tonight. And we can take a look right now with Paul Zoda's in-car cam. As we see him coming down, that is just before the tunnel turn, it looks like. So all the drivers that have streaming capabilities will be able to get their in-car cam in the future. This is our first one, and this is brought to you by SoMO Garage. The SoMO Garage in-car cam with the 99 of Paul Zoda. We'll flip back now to our race coverage, and if we can get a couple drivers to want to do that, we're going to try to show as much in-car cam as we can. But maybe if we see a big accident with that car cam, it'll give a different perspective on the race than we've seen in the past. So we are getting ready to go to qualifying. We'll take a step away for our national anthem.
Guys.
And now, the most famous words in motorsports. Gentlemen, start your engine!
We're back, and they do have open qualifying here tonight, and we'll try to get that qualifying board up for you guys. There it is. No times yet. These guys have got to get out there and run those times as quick as they can, because you have just about enough time in 5 minutes to run 2 good laps and maybe a third if you stay out and run them. We do have our first time coming in. That is Stephen Burnett will take the top time so far here tonight. Lupe Gonzalez takes it right back, looking for that first win of the year and locking his way into the chase. But he is in points so far, but he knows a couple lucky drivers here and there, and that chance is gone. 2.5 minutes do remain in qualifying. Watching the 99 of Paul Zota right here. See if we can take a look to see what happened to the car in front of him as he was coming off exit. I believe it was a tunnel turn. We're going to take a look here really quick. Here he comes to go over the tunnel turn. I believe that was the 2 of Justin Kern who snapped loose in front of him. Go back though as Shane Papala has taken over the top spot, looking for a repeat of last season as he runs 0.2, almost 0.2 faster. Actually, it'll be just over a 1/10 faster than Lupe Gonzalez. Great time put in there by the 89. So overall, it does look like we have 14 qualifiers. Excuse me, we'll make that 16 qualifiers. As Lynn McNeese and Kurt Davidson coming around to take times. Kurt Davidson would put down a successful time. So would Lynn McNeese. We got 18 of the 21 drivers out here tonight with times down. It does look like Bob Skinner, David Howard Jr., and Paul Buzz Cohen will not take times. They are not out of the pits. We have 34 seconds left. You cannot get around in less than 34. Seth Hatchell will take over the pole with less than 25 seconds remaining in qualifying. This will be the last of our qualifying finishers. It does look like Kurt Davidson's going to come down. He is going to better his time. He'll move up into the top 5. Chris Samard also moves up into 7th. So it does look like 3 drivers did not take times. We'll take a flip through the qualifying order as we head to the grid. We are still waiting for that flip to the grid. As iRacing is going to give a lot of time to these guys to finish up their laps. Nobody on the track, though, as we are waiting still patiently for the pace car to appear for tonight's race. You know what? We're going to go straight to the grid. iRacing's going to take their time. We're not going to. Let's take a look at tonight's starting grid, and there we go. We are flipping. So on the pole tonight will be the 8 of Seth Hatchell for MB Motorsports and teammate Shane Papala on the outside in the 89. Lupe Gonzalez of 575 Motorsports in search of his first win this year will start 3rd. Stephen Burnett of Max Rev Motorsports will start 4th. Kurt Davidson in the 41 machine will start 5th tonight. Adam Baker of MB Motorsports will start 6th. Chris Samard of GAC Racing will start in 7th, and Aaron Riley of SoMO Racing will start 8th. Keith Mayato of GAC Racing will start 9th tonight, and Joe Mitchell will start 10th for MB Motorsports. Justin Kern of Max Rev Motorsports will start 11th. Paul Zota of SoMO Racing will start 12th. Brian Neff will start 13th. Jeff Sharp in the 73 will start 14th. David Gainforth for GAC Racing will start 15th. Jeff Glockner for SoMO Racing will start 16th. Lynn McNeese of GAC Racing will start 17th tonight. Jay Dubuque will start 18th. David Howard Jr. of Diamond State Racing will start 19th. Bob Skinner, who I believe was our first non-qualifier. Take a look here really quick, as it's not showing now. But I believe Bob was actually he would be our second non-qualifier, as your first one was David Howard Jr. But Bob Skinner of Mayhem Motorsports will start 20th. And rounding out your field tonight will be Paul Buzz Cohen in the 51, racing for GAC Racing, and he'll be starting 21st. So as they come on to the first chute of the backstretch, we want to remind everybody to hit that subscribe button, because next week the Lazy Days Cup Series heads back to the Super Speedway of road course racing, Watkins Glen, for the BZ Designs 45. And you can catch all the action live here on PBR Broadcasting. They're coming around turn number 3 right now at Pocono. We're getting ready to go green flag racing here. And Seth Hatchell will lead him out of the charge. He has elected that top line. Interesting move there by the 8. He knows that he can get the move on the top side. Green flag is out, and we have 65 laps of action here tonight at Pocono Raceway. Already a lot of movement on the back of the pack. Seth Hatchell able to pinch down the 89 of Shane Papala. Stephen Burnett on that high side. He'll move into the second position. But it is Seth Hatchell out front right now, and he is extending his lead quite a bit. Your biggest movers right now early on in the race. Stephen Burnett 2 spots up. Jeff Glockner in the 88. Back here in 14th, and we have a spinner. We have somebody blowing up, and it is somebody spinning, and it is Kurt Davidson in the 41. And we'll have our first caution of the night. See it right there. He just came off the corner spinning. Look to Paul Zoda's camera. He went into the grass a little bit. Not bad though for Paul. As doesn't look like, I'm not seeing much damage on that 41 of Kurt Davidson. He is still out there running around. He has not given up for the night. He'll go to the back of the pack, and he'll be ready to go back racing once he gets a tire change. That turn 3 is notorious. You can get pretty loose coming out of the exit there. And just like that, he goes around. It does keep it off the wall, I believe. Taking a look now, it doesn't look like much damage on the car, if any. And it didn't get into any other drivers. So nice job by the other drivers to check up and make sure they weren't going to be making contact with the 41. Seth Hatchell is out front. Burnett moves into second. Shane Papala back in third. Lupe Gonzalez falls back to fourth. We do have some movers here tonight. And Seth Hatchell comes down pit road. Early stop by the 8, and does anybody else come down with him? Yes, they do. Take a look at the pit lane here, as we're going to have most of the field coming down. Top 5, top 6 are the only ones to stay out. Everybody else coming in. Your pitters here will be Adam Baker, Seth Hatchell, Chris Samard, Keith Mayato, Kurt Davidson, Joe Mitchell, Brian Neff, Jeff Sharp, David Gainforth, Jeff Glockner, Lynn McNeese, Jay Dubuque, David Howard Jr., Bob Skinner, and Paul Buzz Cohen. Scroll through the rest of the pit stop times right here. Pretty decent stops by everybody out there so far here tonight. So interesting break there with the decision to pit by a lot of drivers on lap 3. They're coming to lap 3. They were on lap 2 before that stop. So your top 5 right now: Burnett started 4th, is 1st. Shane Papala started 2nd, in 2nd. Lupe Gonzalez, who started 3rd, is in 3rd. Aaron Riley, who started 8th, is in 4th. And Justin Kern, who started 11th, up into the top 5. The other driver to stay out, that is the 99 of Paul Zoda, who is currently running 6th after starting 12th. We'll check to see if they do get the 1 to go here, as we still have other drivers looking to go down pit road. Check to see who that was. It was Brian Neff and David Howard Jr. And Kurt Davidson looks to go back down pit road as well to maybe get some of that damage fixed. I'm not sure how much he had. Maybe he got all the damage fixed, goes around, gets a couple tires, calls it good, or is he just doing a drive-through? As it looks like David Howard Jr. and Brian Neff barely even stopped, maybe just to top off the tank. As Kurt Davidson coming back off pit road did not jack the car up, so no tires for the 41. We have doubled them up. They are on the second chute, or no, they're on the first chute before the tunnel turn. So early caution here tonight shakes things up in the top 5, in the top 10. Your pole sitter Seth Hatchell back in 7th. We'll see how much fresh tires after 3 laps comes into play as we come around turn number 2. All the drivers are around 2. Getting ready to come down into turn 3. Watch for him to come down here into the corner. Here they come. Coming down into turn 3. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing here at the Hardee's 162. There goes the pace car. Green flag out quick for these guys. Stephen Burnett up front. Shane Papala's going to take over the lead for the moment. We got one car way out there. Adam Baker taking the early jump to the outside, or the inside. Going into the corner, he is going to try to push the issue with 3 wide with Justin Kern. Trying to see who that, I believe that was Paul Zoda on the outside edge. Lot of movement from about 5th back on that restart. Your top 4 will remain the same, as Stephen Burnett able to claim back that top spot. Baker will make the clean pass on Justin Kern. Go back to Paul Zoda, who's got a battle on his hands with the 09 of Keith Mayato, who is looking to finally break his winless streak. as it's been about a month since we've last seen Keith Mayato in victory lane. Azoda gets pushed high. Seth Hatchell now underneath him. Seth Hatchell's got a lot of work to do as he was cycled back through the field on that last pit stop. Burnett, though, is up front leading the race, and he's got last year's race winner Shane Papala right behind him trying to make the pass, as he's going to stick right on the back bumper of the 5 of Stephen Burnett. You know, we talked about in the pre-race show, we got lots of action going on back there. That was the 7 of David Howard Jr., who was going to go 3 wide for a moment. Looks like he made a clean pass on the exit of 3 on Lyndon Nice. We'll go back to 3rd, though. We were talking about in pre-race, Aaron Riley having the breakthrough performance the past couple weeks. He's back running up in 3rd. It might be because of that pit cycle, but he is able to do it. And we do have a pass for the lead. Shane Papala passes Burnett for the lead. And now can he hold it on the high side? Burnett down low. Going into the corner, Burnett will have the lead for the moment. Can he hold it coming off the corner? And it will be Shane Papala leading his first lap here tonight. So 3 different leaders, 8 laps into this race, as we've had Seth Hatchell, Stephen Burnett, and Shane Papala all lead laps here tonight. As it's saying Shane actually led a lap earlier on in this race. As he might have gotten the first or second lap led. But right now he is in a battle with the 5. Adam Baker goes up the hill, as Baker was looking to make the pass on the 53 of Lupe Gonzalez. The 09 of Keith Mayato looks to get into the top 5. You have the 82 of Bob Skinner back there struggling. Talked about him getting the back-to-back BZ Designs hard charger. He almost went for a ride there. Able to hold on to the car, though. Taking a look at the field, your biggest mover is the 7 of David Howard Jr. back here in 14th. He did start 19th on the field. And Paul Zoda, after starting in 6th on that restart, has fallen back to 10th, looking to go back to 11th if the 77 of Chris Samar does make the clean pass. Back up front with Shane Papala as he is leading this race. As actually Burnett is starting to run into issues. Does he have the 33 of Aaron Riley coming out on him? As Aaron Riley's going to back off a little bit, going into turn 3. And he's going to stick it high. Lupe Gonzalez looks to go underneath. And they're going to go side by side coming out of the corner. Lupe's got a great run in the corner, but doesn't got the speed coming off. Now, is he going to lose it to Adam Baker, who's going to go side by side with him? Baker will move into 4th for the moment. And he's almost going to force Lupe up the track. And he will clear Lupe Gonzalez for the 4th position. Lupe not ready to give up, though. He will fight back. He will move back into the 4th position as he had the run coming off the corner of turn number 1. seeing a lot of drivers go almost to that fourth lane here tonight in turn 3. As we may have seen, we thought we saw a driver disconnect. He did not. That was Aaron Riley. He's starting to have some issues here. Oh no. Aaron Riley starting to have some electrical issues there. Got Lupe Gonzalez behind him. Not sure what's going on with Aaron Riley, but he has been blinking all around the track. And it does look like it may have cleared up for Aaron. That was an iffy situation, as a lot of drivers will get told to move it back to the back of the pack, maybe go down pit road to try to get it to clear. But Paul Zota does move back into the top 10, gets around Brian Neff, another driver who this is his second start, making a good impact. He is 2 positions gained tonight, running in 11th. As Paul Zota is right behind the 2 of Justin Kern. Justin's had some great finishes here in Southern Motorsports as of late. And he's actually been kind of the lead man for Max Rev, with Stephen Burnett getting involved in some accidents about mid to late race. And Justin Kern gets spun just like that, as we're going to have a great in-car cam here from Paul Zota. Let's take a look with the second caution of tonight's race. We're going to go straight to the in-car cam. They're coming off the tunnel turn, as they're still wrecking on the track right now. Go to Paul Zota's cam, see if we can see anything that happened here. And it was just the 2 getting loose. See if there was a lot of action going on really after the caution was out, as take a look here once again. He goes around for a spin, then he gets hit again, and I think they might have had another accident. The 84, I believe, went into Zota. As the 84 just self-spins right into Zota. Not sure what happened there. '99 still driving around. Don't have anybody off the track quite yet. I think Jeff Sharp may have had to tow, so did Justin Kern. Shane Papala out leading this thing though. Stephen Burnett running in second. Aaron Riley still there in third. Lupe Gonzalez in fourth. And Adam Baker in fifth. They get ready to come down pit road. We'll wait for them here. They should be pitting this time around, because I don't think they really have a choice here with 15 laps down. And this is where you can make or break your race. You get a speeding penalty, or you get cycled through any part of the field here, and you could get involved in an accident you don't want to be involved in. As we're coming down pit road. And Shea Papala does make it off. Steven Burnett. I believe that was Lupe Gonzalez and Adam Baker. Adam Baker and Seth Hatchell will round out your top 5. Aaron Riley drops all the way from 3rd to 7th. Not sure what happened to the 33 there. That's Paul Zoda coming off pit road. Doesn't look like, taking a look at his in-car cam, and it looks like he may have had, let's take a look here. As he gets ready to come down pit road just a moment ago, we'll get a look to see how much damage he had on that car. He had 21.5 seconds, so he will still be out in this race. We'll see how he races from here on out. We'll take a look. Keith Mayato and Joe Mitchell, your biggest falls in that pit stop. We'll take a look at the rest of the times. You see Paul Zoda did have that 34-second pit stop due to that little bit of damage he had. And Justin Kern is, of course, still on pit road at this moment. So we do have 2 more drivers down into the pits. That is Chris Samard and Lynn McNeese. But they have doubled them up. Pace car lights are out. We're getting ready to go back green. Shane Papala has elected the top side. 11 laps gained, looking to defend his July Pocono, I guess you could say July Pocono championship, as last year he won it at this time of the year. As we do have one retiree for the night, that is Jeff Sharp, electing to take his car behind the wall. And look at that, the 60 of Brian Neff in 6th. Great job by him here tonight, trying to make a splash in his rookie season with Southern Motorsports. As the pace car gets ready to drop off, green flag is out, and we are off once again. Shane Papala and Steven Burnett to the line. Steven Burnett might have stolen when he does, so he'll get his 5th lap lead of the night. A lot of movement throughout the field. We did have one car drop all the way to the bottom line on that start. That was Chris Samard. Almost contact between the 89 and the 5. We come out of the tunnel turn. It will still be Burnett in the lead, but barely. He does have Shane Papala on the top side. Lupe Gonzalez behind him. Adam Baker running out your top 4, and Brian Neff has made his way into the top 5. As I'm not sure what happened to... We might be getting word that Seth Hatchell has disconnected. That is a big break for Adam Baker, who's chasing down Seth Hatchell for the points lead. We're looking to see maybe what have happened. We're not getting any word on what happened to Hatchell, but it is Shane Papala out front leading this thing as he takes it right back from Stephen Burnett. And we're not getting word what happened to Seth Hatchell there. But Justin Kernan will join him. Actually, Justin Kernan is still on the track. Burnett in second, though. His teammate from Max Rev up there. And looking at the field, David Howard Jr. has a shot of getting his team, Diamond State Racing, up into the top 5 for the first time this year, as Joe Owen for Fury Motorsports is not here tonight. And David Howard Jr. running in 9th. They only need 9 points to make that move into the top 5 for the first time. Aaron Riley, after a pit stop, sits in 6th. He is right behind Brian Neff right now. Yeah, we're a little bit late on this, but let's go ahead and take a look at the trivia question for the day. That is, which former NASCAR driver owns the overall track record for fastest lap speed? Stay tuned right here to PBR Broadcasting, because on lap 45, the answer will be revealed. Shane Papala hasn't exactly shaken the 5. He is right on his tail still. As Shane Papala making the turn into 1, he's about roughly 0.3 of a second back, or up from Stephen Burnett. Lupe Gonzalez is farther back, 0.8 back from Papala. I tell you what, your battle for the BZ Designs hard charger, it's right here between 10th, 11th, and 12th. These guys started 19th, 20th, and 21st. And they are all 9 positions gained for the day. Your next closest one is the 60 of Brian Neff, who's got 7 positions gained. And your biggest faller, who is back on the track right now after some connection issues, that is Seth Hatchell. Seth Hatchell is 3 laps down at the moment. As we're already starting to tick these things off, we're getting close to halfway already here tonight. As Shane Papala looks to continue his streak of laps led, 17 laps led now for him. He's getting about halfway to locking the most laps led here tonight. Zota back here in 14th. Let's take a look inside his car with the SoMO garage cam. And of course was the SoMO garage cam. These guys will be able to show off their in-car views throughout the race. Gives us a different look on the wrecks as they happen. Go back up to the leader though, Shane Papala. He's extended his lead up to 0.7 of a second. as Burnett now is getting pressure from behind from the 53 of Lupe Gonzalez. Lupe known for that late run charge, as we are nearing halfway already in this race here today. Not a lot of movement from many drivers. Really out there tonight. At the moment, let's take a look to see where the battles are at. And Paul Cohen, who was in that running for the BZ Designs Hard Charger, falling back to 13th. He is now 7 positions gained as the battle heats up between David Howard Jr. and Bob Skinner. As they are still about 2 seconds apart from each other. Take a look. We do have a battle here between Brian Neff and Kurt Davidson. Kurt Davidson had an early spin in this race here today, and is still up there, running in the top 10. As the field has spread out even more. As we get spread out, the field is going to look to keep this thing green. Shane is out there. He is dominating the race here right now. 21 laps led now for him, as he is about a second and a half ahead of second place Lupe Gonzalez, who has got a battle right now with Stephen Burnett. They're side by side going into turn number 3. And it will be Gonzalez coming out of the corner. Burnett running into some problems, and that is the 60 of Brian Neff. Once again, dropping way low to the 3rd lane coming out of the corner, as he has Keith Mayato on his outside line. Burnett still battling here with Lupe. They are side by side, and it does look like Lupe may have cleared him, as Baker is now working on him. Seth Hatchell has left the track once again. Justin Kern is back out there after an early wreck by the 2. Watching the battle for second right now. Burnett, though, falls back to 4th, and he's got Aaron Riley right behind him. Taking a look right now at the telemetry we got going for this race here tonight. Actually, we do have a pass for second. That is Adam Baker does make the clear on Lupe Gonzalez, giving MB Motorsports 1 and 2. But taking a look at the telemetry we got going here, Aaron Riley is the only driver in this race currently that does not have a C-Class license or up. We do have a couple B-class drivers, but mainly everybody A-class drivers. Aaron Riley showing out there that because I got a rookie license doesn't mean I can't race, as he moves into 5th, keeping the position away from Kurt Davidson. Papala almost 2 seconds ahead, as Aaron Riley starting to have a battle once again with the 41 of Kurt Davidson, who's going to take that low line and get it. Does he? He is able to hold it, as the 09 is going to get right up into the 33 coming out of corner exit. As we take a look back in here in 13th, you start to see what races like this become, the long stretching racetracks when you go caution free. Everybody kind of gets filed out, spread out. Take a look back with Paul Zoda, as you see kind of that distance he sees in front of him. And he's got 2.3 there behind him, so he's kind of running in space at the moment. As I think he's actually started to catch, yes, he has started to catch Chris Samard. And Shane Papala taking off, 2.3 second lead for him, as we might be getting close to seeing our first green flag stops here tonight. Adam Baker in 2nd. Burnett has worked back into 3rd. Lupe Gonzalez in 4th, and Kurt Davidson now in 5th. Keith Mayato 6th. Aaron Riley in 7th. You know what? Let's take a look through the whole field. Shane Papala started in 2nd tonight, has led 26 laps, and right now he is dominating the race. Go back to 2nd. Adam Baker, who started 6th, up into 2nd. Stephen Burnett started 4th, currently sits in 4th, also has 5 laps led. Kurt Davidson just made a pass into 4th, as Burnett was actually in 3rd. We'll go to Kurt Davidson, who's in 4th, started in 5th. Lupe Gonzalez, who started in 3rd, has fallen back to 5th. Keith Mayato, who started in 9th, up to 6th. Brian Neff, who started 13th, currently sits in 7th. Aaron Riley, who started 8th, currently sits in 8th. Joe Mitchell, who started 10th, now in 9th. David Howard Jr., started 19th, is one of those cars in the running for the BZ Designs Hard Charger, currently scored in 10th. Bob Skinner from 20th to 11th, also tied with David Howard. Chris Samard from 7th to 12th. Paul Zoda from 12th to 13th. Paul Cohen from 21st to 14th. David Gainforth from 15th to 15th. Jeff Glockner from 16th to 16th. Lynn McNeese from 17th to 17th. Jay Dubuque from 18th to 18th. And Justin Kern, the last car on the track, from 11th to 20th. We did have a pass for the 2nd place, as they're going to continue to battle here. Adam Baker did make a pass on Burnett. Burnett's going to get the run coming off the corner, and you saw the 41 shoot all the way down. And not sure what happened to the 48 there of Adam Baker. Adam Baker is going to fall back to 4th as Burnett moves into 2nd, and Kurt Davidson will move into 3rd. Kurt Davidson, though, not done. He's going to try to get on the outside and make the pass, but the draft works for the 48 and the 5. We want to remind everyone at home to hit that subscribe button, because next Thursday the Lazy Days Cup Series heads back to the Super Speedway of Road Course Racing, Watkins Glen, for the BZ Designs 45, and you can catch all the action here live on PBR Broadcasting. we're seeing more action within the top 5 going on, as Shane Papala has checked out 3.5 seconds ahead of the field. Aaron Riley starting to have a little bit of issues once again back there, but it does look like it has cleared up once again. 41 looking for every which way he can to make a pass on the 48 now. It's now Adam Baker looking to make the pass on the 5 of Stephen Burnett. As they're going to bunch it up, coming out of the corner will be Burnett. Coming away with second, as Adam Baker will have to settle back into third. Kurt Davidson in fourth, and Keith Mayato now in your top 5. Lupe Gonzalez falls all the way back to 7th. Burnett looking to kind of move out away from the field, as Baker coming down pit road for his first pit stop of the night, or his first green flag stop of the night. We're going to start seeing those green flag stops happen as we get near 25 to go already in this race, as the 2.5 mile track does take a lot of fuel to run around. And we are still seeing Shane out to a 4-second lead, extending it to 4.1 at times. Kurt Davidson currently showing as second. Keith Mayato in fourth. Brian Neff rounds out your top 5. As Adam Baker will be cycled back to 16th. Last car on the lead lap, as he makes his way around Jay Dubuque to put him as the last car on the lead lap. Still waiting to see when the leader comes down pit road. As right now, if we were to have a caution, Bob Skinner would be your lucky dog, sitting in 17th. It does look like he's trying to battle back on the 89 and get his lap back at the moment, as we'll check to see David Howard Jr. now coming down pit road. We also have Kurt Davidson, Lupe Gonzalez, Joe Mitchell all down pit road. Jeff Glockner's coming off pit road at the moment, and we're looking to see if this is correct. I believe Bob Skinner was the first car in the pit. As now your top 5 consists of Shane Papala, Stephen Burnett, Keith Mayato, Brian Neff, and Chris Samard. And right now in the BZ Designs hard charger seat would be Paul Buzz Cohen, 14 spots gained, as he sits in 7th. Brian Neff moves up into 2nd as Stephen Burnett and Keith Mayato come down pit road. That'll give up a 5-second lead to Shane Papala. Chris Samard will also come down pit road, moving Paul Zoda into 3rd. Looking to see here is we're going to have a couple more drivers coming down pit road, or a couple more drivers getting back on the track. As Shane Papala, 6-second lead, still's got Bob Skinner right behind him. Coming to lap 43 already here tonight. And your first car that did pit, that is the 48 of Adam Baker, who is showing as 6th. He's on the front stretch going into turn 1 as Papala's got some distance on him, really. Adam Baker 37 seconds back from Shane Papala. He might be able to pit and get out in time. Bob Skinner getting back on the lead lap. Adam Baker peeks back into the top 5. And it may be too little too late for a lot of these drivers here tonight, as Shane's checked out from the field. See if he is coming down pit road as we come to lap 45. Take a look back at the trivia question, as Brian Neff will be coming around. He will take the lead, and he'll get a bonus point. So Brian Neff leads his first lap of the night. Take a look at the trivia question. Which former NASCAR driver owns the overall track record? That would be Juan Pablo Montoya with a qualifying speed of 223.871 miles per hour and the IndyCar 500 in 2014. So another one of those former NASCAR drivers in the IndyCar. He's actually a IndyCar driver first, then NASCAR driver. He goes back to IndyCar, still competing there from time to time. But Brian Neff is out front right now. Does he come down pit road? He does not, so he'll stay out. Paul Zota has come down pit road. Brian Neff does have a huge gap back into second. That is Adam Baker, 29 seconds back. Brian Neff may be waiting for a caution, hoping a caution comes out, as these guys have kind of worked back together. Shane Papala and Adam Baker side by side going into turn 3. And behind them you have Stephen Burnett and Kurt Davidson battling. Look to kind of get a update on points here really quick, with Hatchell out of the race and getting a 20th place finish here tonight. It'll make for not really a shakeup, because I don't think we'll see a change in the standings, but it will definitely shake things up in the matter of how far Hatchell is ahead. And we do have a wreck, a caution. Not sure what's going on back there, as David Howard Jr. was involved. Take a look with our second caution of the night, or third caution of the night. And it looked like it was Joe Mitchell right in front of David Howard Jr. Just spins it coming off the corner into the wall. David Howard Jr. tried everything he could to get around the 18. The 18 came back down. We'll see if we can take one more look at that through David Howard Jr. You see, he just had nowhere to go. Then he locks him up, trying not to get a speeding penalty right into the tires on pit road entry. So, tough break for the 7, who had a great run here today. And the 18, who was trying to bounce back after a wreck last week. We're looking to see if maybe we pick this up on Paul Zoda's camera, but it does not look like it was in front of him. Nope, I believe Paul Zoda was in turn 1 or on the first shoot when that caution did come out. So Adam Baker back in the lead after that pit cycle. So we were going to take a look at the points before that caution did come out. As these guys go down pit road, we'll take a look really quick to see how big of an effect Seth Hatchell disconnecting here today, as David Howard Jr. has taken his car behind the wall. As before tonight's race, Adam Baker was... we're gonna have a shake-up here. Adam Baker was in the was 50 points behind, as I'm not sure if Burnett pitted there. I believe he took a splash and go and called it good, as we're showing a 0.1 second stop. Check the pit stop timing here. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm not sure if Burnett even stopped at all. We were going to check the points here really quick. Baker currently in 4th. Would score 41 points, 1 point bonus point for a lap led, and in 20th with a bonus point for lap led, Hatchell would get 25. So that'd still be a 15-point jump for Adam Baker. Still got some distance to go, but he knows he can do it if he gets a shot. And David Howard Jr. should be able to get enough points with a second, or I imagine if Jeff Glockner does finish this race and Justin Kern finishes his race, that would put David Howard Jr. in 19th, and he should have enough points to move Diamond State Racing into the top 5 for the first time this year. Yes, this is iRacing. So it does look like Burnett's going to elect to take that high side. Not sure what's going on here, but we have Shane Papala. Excuse me, that is not Shane Papala. That is Jeff Glockner on the high side. Or on the low side, he is going to be getting a lap back. He is 2 laps down, or 3 laps down right now. Comes around, he'll be 2 laps down. And our in-car cam, Paul Zota back here in 11th. We'll take a look over with him to see how he is doing here as he's getting the wave around the, I believe that is the 51 of Paul Cohen. Also looks like he was clearing a black flag for Brian Neff. And I do believe the pace car lights will go out. We'll go back to the race broadcast here, as we are now on 15 to go. We'll take a look at the top 5, how they sit right now. As it is Stephen Burnett, Shane Papala, Kurt Davidson, and I believe Keith Maiato will be your 5th driver. Aaron Riley is on that outside of that 3rd row. So Shane did win this race here last year in the late summer race. Trying to make it 2 late summer races in a row. Burnett trying to break a streak of a winless streak, really. Had 1 win this year, trying to make it another, and trying to get Max Rev up into the top 3 in team standings. As teammate Justin Kern struggles tonight. No help from Travis Wall tonight for Max Rev Motorsports. And Burnett did elect to take that top side. It will be Shane Papala on the bottom side. Adam Baker, Kurt Davidson, Aaron Riley, Keith Maiato make up your first 3 rows. Pace car dips off, green flag is out. We're back to racing here. 15 laps to go, coming to 14 for the Hardys 162 at Pocono Raceway. And a big movement from Shane Papala, able to take that lead from Burnett late in this race. 14 laps to go. We're all bunched up. We may see another caution here as Kurt Davidson is in 3rd. He's going to go down the low side, block the run from the 48 of Adam Baker, who's now got Aaron Riley and Keith Maiato right behind him. Go back to Adam Baker, as he's actually got 3 cars behind him. That is Lupe Gonzalez also in the mix. After Lupe faded late in the race, we had a little bit of a wall contact by I believe that was the 84 of Lynn McNeese back there. Great job to pull the car back in as Paul Cohen continues his charge. 11 spots gained for Paul Cohen here tonight. And it does look like Joe Mitchell has taken his car behind the wall. Big movement. We do have a wreck. That is Kurt Davidson involved. I believe Brian Neff also involved, towed his car. See if we can find Kurt here, as his car's got tons of damage. We have our 4th caution of the night. Let's take a look back. Coming off the tunnel turn, a little bit tight there. He might have gotten a little bit of a push from Adam Baker, but he'll go for a spin. And I'm not sure what happened to Brian Neff. Take a look back with Brian, as he already didn't have that front front nose of that car. Goes for a little bit of a spin. As we thought he might have towed, but he did not. Able to get that car rolling once again. He is still on the lead lap with no front nose to that car. This is going to make things interesting. I'll take a look to see if maybe Paul Zota got a look at that wreck. As he was kind of within that mix, as Kurt Davidson was battling within the top 5, top 10. As we wait here to see if we can find the clip of Paul Zota. I believe we're at the right spot. We do have kind of a mix of guys going to the pits. Take a look at Paul Zota's camera as they get ready to go into the tunnel turn. Right in front of him, smoke everywhere, not sure where to go. Able to get through there with no damage. Great driving by everybody in that wreck here tonight. As it didn't look like really any major damage. One other car goes for a spin. That was Brian Neff. And Jeff Glockner goes to 1 lap down as he'll get the lucky dog. So with the 11 to go, almost 10 to go, take a look at where the teams are going to score their points here right now. MB Motorsports does have Shane Papala and Adam Baker 1 and 3. Could be great points for those guys here tonight. Max Rev Motorsports would be next. That would be Stephen Burnett and Justin Kern. Justin Kern still looking to gain 1 more position on David Howard Jr., who has disconnected. I believe Joe Mitchell's still on pit road as well. So he has the possibility of making up 2 more positions. SoMO Racing has Aaron Riley in 4th. And looking to see here, it is Paul Zota back in 13th after he decided to pit there. GAC Racing has Keith Mayato and Chris Samard 5 and 6 in the standings currently. And we do not have any showing from Fury Motorsports. Diamond State Racing, unfortunately involved in a wreck earlier, as David Howard Jr. is probably looking at a 19th place finish here tonight. 10 to go, though, here at the Hardee's 162. Guess we'll step away really quick for a short break, and we'll be back as we go back to Green Flag Racing here at Pocono Raceway. And we are back now. They have not gotten the 1 to go quite yet. They are on the turn 1 chute. And as we wait, we might be getting the one to go here, but we're going to try to get a word in with a driver really quick. I want to try to get a word in with the 41 of Kurt Davidson. Kurt Davidson, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
I'll tell you what, man, you kind of been a pinball out there tonight, but how's the car been for you?
Oh, the car is phenomenal. I love it. I just can't catch a break right now.
Now with we'll have about 8 to go when we go back green. You got any kind of strategy to try to make your way through the field?
Drive hard. Right now, I just got to be aggressive. I know I'm faster than a lot of these guys in front of me. You know, I've proven that already this race, but it's a hard place to pass, and patience usually helps to pass cars, but I got like 6, 7, 8 laps left. I don't have patience right now.
Well, as you get ready to go green, we'll let you get back to the car. Make sure to keep the car clean out there for us.
I'll try. Thank you.
That was Kurt Davidson, the 41, who unfortunately has been wrapped up in a couple wrecks out here tonight, but he's trying to keep positive spirit out there. Back in 15th right now. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing as these guys make their way around this is the tunnel turn here, turn number 2. Thought these guys were getting ready to go around turn number 3, getting ready to go green, but 8 laps remain in this race when they go back green. It's anybody's race, really. Aaron Riley could finish in the top 3. You could have a first-time winner in Aaron Riley, really, or Lupe Gonzalez for that matter, who still has a shot at it. Shane Papala has now led 42 laps, will lock the most laps led here tonight. Here we go, pace car getting ready to dip off. There's the green flag before the pace car's even off the track. It is Shane Papala leading once again another lap. Paul Zoda's going to jump wide, go 3 wide on the start. Or no, he's going to jump wide to avoid as many cars as he can. But it will be Burnett leading it, coming out of turn number 1. Does he have the run coming off the corner? Can he lock it from Shane and make the clear pass? And he will not. Going into the tunnel turn, though, he does have a shot to get some momentum coming off the corner. As Shane Papala is going to lock him down. Side by side they go into turn number 3. It is Burnett still in the lead. And we do have another caution. Brian Neff in that. Looks like, yes, David Gainforth in that as well. Bob Skinner. Not sure if Jeff Glockner was involved, but he'll get the wave around and get back on the lead lap if he wasn't. But with our 5th caution of the night, we're not done here. Oh, it was a multi-car accident. It starts with Bob Skinner as he just gets loose coming off tunnel turn right into the 101 of David Gainforth. And that's going to send... 2 goes through the grass to avoid it all. That sent Brian Neff for a spin, who already had a ton of damage on that car here tonight. But we should see Jeff Glockner getting a wave around once again. He'll be back on the lead lap. And I'm not sure. We're going to take a look as we're seeing actually one of those cars. Looking to see here if maybe Paul Zoda got a picture of what happened there. Bob Skinner was behind him, so you won't see much, but let's take a look over to Paul Zoda's camera as they go through the tunnel turn. You see Bob. Can you see him? Yes, there he is. Oh, it kind of skipped there for a moment, but you saw him in that rear view mirror. Pull up, and Paul Zoda able to avoid a big one yet again. And there goes the 88 back onto the lead lap if he can get around. The 2 getting the wave around as well. So 2 cars getting the wave around for the race here tonight. I'm not sure why we have 2 lucky dogs, but we do. As we're checking Paul Zoda's in-car camera, seeing if maybe lucky dogs were given. No, somebody may have made a mistake. As we're taking a look, we'll flip to Paul Zoda's in-car camera. You'll kind of get a sense of what it's like to admin. Because I think I saw it told him to let 1 car by and then pass the other car. As we go here, this is about the point where we'll see 1 car pass. It's telling them get behind the 2 and pass the 88, I believe. So I think one of the cars may have made a mistake and going for the lucky dog. But Burnett is out front. Burnett has probably 2 laps to hold off the charge of Shane Papala to cause a big upset here at Pocono. Burnett 11 laps led, and Shane Papala with 43 laps led. Your other drivers to lead laps, that would be Adam Baker with 2 and Brian Neff with 3. Brian Neff is, of course, out of this race right now. Big points jump for Jeff Glockner, able to avoid that, get back on the lead lap, and move up into 14th. Let's take a look at the top 5 right now. Top 5, Burnett started in 4th tonight, is up front leading this race as we get to the closing moments of the race. Shane Papala started 2nd, currently sits in 2nd. Adam Baker, who started 6th, now in 3rd. Aaron Riley from 8th to 4th, and Keith Mayato from 9th to 5th. Your BZ Designs Hard Charger Award right now does go to Paul Buzz Cohen, who started 21st. He's in the top 10 and 9th. So that is 12 positions gained right now for Paul. And it does look like David Gainforth has taken his car behind the wall. I don't think Justin Kern will have enough time to pass up the 101. As we come to 4 to go, lights are out. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Burnett to the high side. One more caution ends this thing here tonight. And as we wait for that green flag, let's take a look at the race summary. We do have 5 cautions for 16 laps, 11 lead changes. And the fastest lap does belong to Shane Papala. So we will have 3 laps to go. Burnett will have 3 laps to defend. Can he hold off the charge of the 89 of Shane Papala, who's been pretty unstoppable throughout this race? 43 laps led of the 65 here tonight. Side by side they go, coming out of turn number 3. Green flag getting ready to come out. Pace car will be dipping in any moment now. There goes the pace car. Green flag is out. We're back to racing. And Stephen Burnett with an amazing jump on the 89. As the 89 of Shane Papala is going to get a bump by the 48 on the start there. Aaron Riley trying to move up. He is into 3rd at the moment. Burnett getting down low, trying to block that low line. It will be Aaron Riley up into 2nd. Shane Papala is starting to struggle here. 3 laps to go. Aaron Riley still sitting in that 2nd position. Into the tunnel turn they go. Aaron Riley will go back to 3rd for the moment. Keith Mayato up into 4th. Keith Mayato now up into 3rd, passing Aaron Riley as they go side by side. Adam Baker starting to fall back. Aaron Riley will move back into 3rd. Adam Baker into 4th. 2 laps to go for Burnett. Can he make the upset happen? Shane Papala right on the back bumper of Stephen Burnett. Will Burnett throw the block as they go to the tunnel turn? He will out of the exit of the tunnel turn. It is Burnett into turn 3. 3 more corners to go for Stephen Burnett. Can he make it happen? Aaron Riley running in 3rd. Adam Baker in 4th. Lupe Gonzalez in 5th. Shane Papala going to get to the top line on Stephen Burnett. He will lead the last lap, but he is going to give up that lead to Shane Papala at the line. He does have the inside advantage going into corner number 1. Shane Papala up the hill. Can he get the exit? He will. It will be Shane Papala now in the lead. Stephen Burnett in 2nd. Aaron Riley trying to make a move. Into the tunnel turn they go. Shane Papala is going to get a little bit loose coming off the corner. Will not be enough for Burnett. Shane Papala will be your winner here. Shane Papala will win the Hardee's 162 at Pocono Raceway. And we will be right back with our interviews after this quick break. All right, and we are now back. Let's get Shane Papala in the booth. Shane, you got a copy?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
You definitely put the run you needed to at the end there. How does it feel, man?
It's amazing. I can't believe I finally got a couple in here. It's been a struggle in the Cup Series this year for me, so it's nice to finally put one together with no mistakes.
Yeah, what was going through your mind there as you guys got the caution late in the race and you were behind Burnett at the start?
Like, oh my God, you got to be kidding me! Especially that long green flag run. I was like, all right, everyone's in a rhythm. We're gonna run this thing to the end and let it play out on the green, and then got those last couple cautions. And Steven got a hell of a restart that last time. I thought, man, he's gone. He's just gonna drive away from me, and I hit my marks. Was able to catch back up to him and get a run on him.
Now, next week, you guys go back to the road course race in Watkins Glen. You got anything for these guys?
I'm hoping maybe a top 10. We'll see. Road course racing isn't my thing, but you never know. It's a crapshoot out there sometimes. So maybe some strategy and keep all four wheels on the track. We'll see what happens.
Well, you start second tonight. You come away with a win, 44 laps led, and not only do you get some points for you in the points championship, you also gain a lot of points for MB Motorsports. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Definitely want to thank PBR for putting on an awesome broadcast. It's fun to go back and watch and do a great job commentating, and thank all my teammates, and definitely got to thank my beautiful wife for letting me have my hobbies here and having fun.
Well, congrats on your win once again, and we hope to speak to you next week out at Watkins Glen.
I appreciate it, Stephen. Have a good week.
We'll now move on to second place. That was Stephen Burnett. Stephen Burnett, you got a copy?
I got you, bud.
Well, you almost did it, but you got to be happy with a second. How does it feel?
It feels good, especially that restart where I slid through my pits and had to come back out without tires. I knew Shane was going to be tough and fast. I don't know where he got that last bit from on the last lap there, but congrats to him. And, I'm just happy to be able to finally finish a race up in the front.
Yeah, we have seen you kind of struggle as of late, but it's got to feel great to finally break through, and especially heading into the last now 5 races of the season. You got to feel good about heading into the chase now.
Oh yeah, I mean the first half of the season was not good for us and the team, but the second half after Daytona and winning it seems like we're finally figuring some stuff out, getting some stuff to work. So hopefully that will lead us into the chase portion and put on a good show for everybody.
Now, next week, you guys switch it up once again. You go back to road course racing, Watkins Glen. What do you got for these guys?
I'm going to have to practice, I'll tell you that much. These cars with the road courses, they're not really my friend.
All right. Well, you do start 4th tonight. You come away with a second place finish. You do lead 15 laps, so you'll get an extra bonus point. Who would you like to thank?
Got to thank Vider Energy, the Weekly Racer, CorvetteParts.net, and King Parts, and then of course the team Max Rev Motorsports.
Well, congrats on your second place finish, and we hope to speak to you next week out at Watkins Glen.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, and we will move on to our third place finisher. Another breakout performance from Aaron Riley. Aaron Riley, you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, the success really continues for you here tonight. You got to be happy with a third place finish.
Yeah, I am at Pocono, that's for sure, because I am no good here. So it feels good to run, finish decently.
Now, you said you're not really good at Pocono. You do come with a third tonight, though. And we've seen you time and time again finishing within the top 5 the past 3 weeks now. Have you changed an approach to the season? Have you changed anything really this past couple weeks?
More than anything, I just calmed down a little bit. I started to get pretty worked up there because, I wasn't having good finishes, and I was just starting to get pretty down and out about it. And I think it was really affecting the way I was racing. So I kind of put that out of my mind, and I did practice a little bit more. I have started doing that. Like, I ran the trucks Tuesday because they ran at Pocono. So learned a couple of things there, which helped me tonight for sure. So definitely just trying to put something together, hopefully make it in this chase and, be in contention, hopefully there at the end.
Well, right now I believe you are in the chase in points. But next week, you guys, you challenge yourselves once again. You go to Watkins Glen. You think you'll be able to do it out at the road course?
Watkins Glen, I love that place. I'm not that great there. I basically my goal at Watkins Glen is to stay on the racetrack, and usually it gives me a top 8, top 10 finish. So and I think that's if I come out of there with that, I'd be happy.
Well, you do start 8th tonight. You work your way up the field. We saw you drop all the way to 14th, but you do come away with a third place finish. Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to thank Paul for what he does here. He puts on a great league. Just everybody that's involved, Lazy Days. It's really cool. Everything came together real nice this year, and a lot of great people I race with, and just having a lot of fun now.
Well, congrats on your third place finish, and we hope to speak to you next week out at Watkins Glen.
Thanks, Steve.
And with that, we'd like to thank... Oh, actually, let's take a look at the race summaries for tonight. We forgot to do that. Or the results for tonight. Shane Papala will come away your winner tonight. Stephen Burnett will finish second. Aaron Riley will come away with a third place finish. Adam Baker will finish fourth. Luke Bay Gonzalez will round out your top 5. Keith Mayato will finish 6th. Paul Zoda in 7th. Chris Samard in 8th. Kurt Davidson in 9th. Paul Cohen will round out your top 10, and Paul Cohen will also win the BZ Designs Hard Charger Award. Bob Skinner will finish 11th tonight. Jay Dubuque will finish 12th. Brian Neff in 13th. Lynn McNeese in 14th. Jeff Glockner able to finish on the lead lap in 15th. David Gainforth will finish 16th tonight. Justin Kern in 17th. David Howard Jr. will finish 18th tonight. Joe Mitchell in 19th, and Seth Hatchell ran into some problems, will finish 43 laps down in 20th. Jeff Sharp, your last car, 52 laps down in 21st. And with that, we'd like to thank the many sponsors that support Southern Motorsports, including iRacing World, O2 Derm Relief, Cindy's Finds, SoMO Garage, Portside, Jaguar and Land Rover, Joe Owen Towing, Amy's Jewel Sense, Hardee's, CS Hobby, PZ Designs, and Lazy Days Racing. Thank you to the admins of SoMO, Paul Zoda, Aaron Riley, and Jeff Glockner for allowing Parks Brothers Broadcasting to bring you the race here tonight. Thank you to everyone watching at home, and make sure to subscribe to Parks Brothers Racing for your weekly Lazy Days Racing broadcast. Next week, SoMO heads back to the super speedway of road course racing. Trying to find the right slider. There we go. They head back to the super speedway of road course racing, Watkins Glen, for the BZ Designs 45, and you can catch all the action live here on PBR Broadcasting. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.